Hello everybody, I hope everyone is doing well. In today's video, I'm going to be creating a no makeup look. These are some of my all-time favorite videos to film. I think they're so fun. And I also love bringing out these types of looks in the summer months. I feel like it's the perfect time because they are lightweight and super easy and quick. So before we get into today's video, I would love for you to subscribe if you aren't already. It would mean so much to me, and let's get to it. So the first product I'm going to be using is going to come to no surprise. It's the Hollywood Flawless Filter. I use the shade 3 and I'm just going to apply it to the high points of my face. Ever since this stuff came into my life, I don't reach for any of my other glowy base makeup products like MAC Strobe Cream Who, Milani Soft Focus Glow Who, Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Primer Who. Anyways, all of those ones. Ever since this one came into my life, I feel like I don't reach for anything else. I mean, I still do really love all of those things, but this thing is just really up my alley lately. I've just been all about it. Now that I have that on, I recently purchased another one of these Glossier skin tints. I bought the shade G9 this time, but I want to add a little bit of coverage in there because this is pretty much just a dewifier. It has like 1% coverage, which is nice. I just wanted a more evening base, but I still want it to be very sheer, but just a hint of coverage that it's just going to create a very softened skin look. And I'm just going to mix in like a little drop of the Milani Screen Queen. This is another very skin-like foundation, so these two products are going to be super dreamy together. I wore this the other day when I actually filmed this video the first time. I sadly had an audio mix-up and that video didn't have any audio, so this is round 2 of this video, but I can tell you that that look was fantastic and this base was incredible. So I pretty much just put in like 20% of that Milani stuff and then the rest the Glossier. You can see it looks like a little foundation egg. And I'm just going to take out my favorite brush here. I just deep cleaned every single one of my brushes, which is always the funnest experience when you use the brushes again for the first time. Usually with skin tints, I like to use my fingers, but I'm wearing rings and things and I have a little foundation in here. I just want to use a brush. Just going to apply that everywhere, and it's just going to warm up the skin a little bit just to kind of add like a diffused effect to the acne scars and things like that. I'm not trying to hide them whatsoever. I just want a softened appearance all over the skin. Now that I applied that with the brush, I'm just going to go over with my sponge just to pick up any excess product that doesn't need to be on there, that's just chilling on the surface. And this is also going to create even more of a skin-like finish. Now for concealer, I'm going to be using my Glossier Stretch Concealer. I also have the G9 shade. This video is definitely going to have a lot of Glossier products. I'm kind of re-falling in love with their products. I took a little bit of a break because I was mentioning their things a lot on my channel, and I think I just kind of re-fell in love with them, especially how they were with the Black Lives Movement. Like, imagine being so well off that you can donate $1 million and more to many organizations and things like that. Like, that is serious goals. And now I'm just going to add some coverage in areas where I feel like I need a little bit of concealing, especially under the eyes. I did not get enough sleep at all last night. I feel very out of it today. This concealer is one of my favorites as well. It's very polarizing. I feel like 50% of people really love it or 50% hate it. There's like no in between. I am one of the ones who love it because I love how dewy it makes my under eyes look, and it also corrects very nicely without having too much coverage. It's still quite sheer. It's a really unique formulation. So now I'm going to set a little bit of the under eye with some of the Hourglass powder, the veil. I'm just going to apply it with my sponge, and I always just set my lines right here because any concealer and these types of lines under my eyes will crease. It's so hilarious. Throughout this quarantine, there's so many people who have purchased basketball nets. So every time I sit down, there's someone who goes outside and plays basketball. It's cute though. And I did something different the other day with my brows, which I'm going to show you. This is not the right color. I'm taking my M Cosmetics brow cream just because I'm not going to be penciling my brows just because I want more of a softened effect. I'm taking the shade Ebony, and I'm just going to run it through my brows like normal first. And then I like backcombed it to add as much volume as I could. This is going to make your brows look insane. But basically it's just gonna add a lot of volume that I don't really have. I'm not gonna leave it like this, you guys. Don't click off right now. I'm gonna sit them back down. It created a really nice effect the other day, so I'm hopefully gonna be able to recreate that. This is not turning out as nice as the other day. I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed. I'm gonna see if I can fix her up real quick. When is Mercury out of retrograde? That's my question. I don't really know if I fully believe in that, but it seems like it's hitting me hard this time. I'm just gonna blame it on the planets nonetheless and not myself. There's just so many things that have been going sideways that I just getting quite tired of it. But anyways, my grandpa used to have the most wild brows ever. I feel like this is an homage to him. I'm just gonna take some of my Glossier Brow Flick and just add some hair-like strokes throughout here. Now moving on, here is the base all complete, so you can still see all of my like acne scars shining through, but they're just not as prevalent as they were before. Everything just looks corrected and dewified, which I love. So now I'm going to move into bronzer, and I'm so excited to talk about this bronzer, you guys. It's the Nabla Skin Bronzing Sun-Kissed Effect Bronzing Powder in the shade Dune. This whole Nabla collection got me so excited. They reached out right after my favorite lip gloss video because I talked about one of my favorite glosses, the Shine Theory lip gloss in Champagne Supernova, because it was discontinued. And I was like, I am like praying that they bring him back. And they reached out right away after that video was posted. And they had the best news ever that they were coming back, but they were also launching more shades and bronzers. So it was like gloss and bronzers. Speak no more, I'm in. So they sent out the collection right after that video. So I've had these products in my collection for a while, and I'm so happy I'm finally able to talk about them because they're so beautiful. I love this bronzing formula. It's so nice because it's very buildable, but it also has a really unique undertone to it as well. Like it's definitely a little bit more of a red leaning bronzer, but it's not like the unflattering or artificial type of red. It's like the red that you actually bronze in the sun. Like, it's nice, and the texture is really unique as well. I don't have any texture like it in my collection. It just has like a sheen to it without having any physical shimmer in it. It's just really interesting. It almost looks like a serum-y texture once it's on your face, even though it's a powder. It's just amazing. I am going to be placing this in the areas where I would naturally tan, so I'm bringing it onto my concealer, same across the nose, and I'm doing stippling motions, hitting the tops of my cheekbones and all on my forehead and the nose. And same with my chin, whatever's left on my brush, because I don't want my chin to be so bronzed up. But it's so nice and natural looking. Like, it's still very impactful, but it looks so seamless. But anyways, bronzer complete. I'm now going to add some highlighter. I'm just going to use the same brush I used to conceal. And that brush was, by the way, the BMX Glow brush from Royaling Nickel. And I'm going to be using the shade Bubbly Bebe from Nude Sticks to highlight. These are my favorite for no makeup days because they're the most natural looking ones, but still give a lot of glow. And this is a really nice shade because it's very neutral. It's not pink nor gold, so it's just perfect, and it's such a see-through base, so it just looks like you're sweating, you know? The good kind. It's just very pretty. Very, very pretty. And I'm not too careful with the application of this either. I'm just stamping it, and then I'm going to do little circles just to kind of mix it into that bronzer as well. With no makeup looks, I find it really hard to not over apply. I feel like no makeup looks are very tedious to achieve, to make them look as natural as possible. It's definitely tricky, especially if you're someone who is a little bit more heavy-handed with products like I can be sometimes, especially with blush and bronzer. But I find the best way to do it is make sure to mix all of your products kind of together so there's no visible artificial looking strips at all. Now I'm moving into blush, and I'm going to be using this guy right here, a cloud paint from Glossier, and I'm using the shade Dusk. It's definitely more unique to my collection. It's more of a nude for my skin tone, but it also has like a yellow undertone, but also peachy at the same time. It's just really nice. And it almost has like a bronzed aspect to it as well. Like there's a little brown in there. So it's perfect for this type of look. I'm going to apply it with a brush just to make it a little bit more sheer. If I want to make them a lot more pigmented, I'll go in with a finger. I have not used these in a hot minute. I feel like a lot of brands have been launching a lot of blushes that are really up my alley. These are just the OG for me. The cloud paints are what made me fall in love with cream products in the first place. I do really miss them. I'm just gonna apply that all over. This is a Moda contour brush, by the way. I'm really trying not to build it up as much as I would like to. Now to finish off my skin, I wanted to add a few little faux freckles. Obviously, this is a very optional step. By the way, I'm using Freck. I really love this stuff. It's fantastic. And if you are new to doing faux freckles, please research someone who has a natural freckle pattern that you enjoy and try to practice that, because human nature is funny and you'll try to make them look symmetrical without trying to. So if you're following someone who has a natural freckle pattern, it's just a lot easier. Another trick is to just not think about what you're doing. You just gotta go and make sure they're not perfect circles. And if you don't have a product like this, try to go for like an eyeshadow or an eyebrow pencil that's not too ashy, because if you look at the freckles on your body, if you have any, they're always a little bit more warm toned, in most cases anyways. Cute. Love a good faux freckle moment. So now for the eyes, I didn't want to do it pretty much anything at all. I'm just going to highlight the center of my eyes just to mimic a really nice glowy looking eyelid, I guess. And I'm just gonna take the first highlighter I see. This is the JULIAA Decades Daylight Highlighting Powder. You can use any eyeshadow, any highlighter, whatever's closest to you pretty much. That's what I just did. And I'm just going to run this right on my mobile lid, right close to my lashes, and really blend it out, taking most of the pigment off, just so that it highlights the center there and it mimics like a healthy oily eyelid. Sounds weird, but that's what I want. And that is it. I'm just going to quickly curl my lashes, just because my eyelashes are naturally very straight, and I use the JULIAA eyelash curler. It's fantastic. I remember when I was in junior high, I had no idea how to curl my eyelashes properly, and I would just do it by the base as hard as I frickin' could, and my eyelashes would like be straight up. It was so friggin' ugly. I thought I looked so good. I thought I was popping. It was not cute. It was not cute. Now I'm going to be using the Glossier Lash Lick for the top and bottom lashes today. This is the most natural looking mascara. You can achieve so many different looks with it. It's awesome. But I'm basically just going to be using it as a lash tint today. So I'm going to take as much of the mascara off as I can. And I'm just going to really lightly define my little lashes. And I also push them to the inner corner just to make them look a little bit more straight up, to make my eyes look a little rounded. And if you apply too much of it, just take a clean spoolie and you can just take off a lot of product as well. These looks always remind me of when I was going to makeup school in Vancouver. This is like my everyday look I would gravitate towards. It reminds me of one of my all-time favorite photos on my Instagram, which someone I think found on Pinterest, because it's all over Pinterest, that photo, and someone got it tattooed on their entire chest. My face is bigger on that person's body than his own head. It is frightening. What is with me doing this lately? It's the planets. I'm blaming the planets again. Screw you, Mercury. There's the eyes. I'm just gonna let that crisp up a little bit, and I'll flick it off with a spoolie. But now for my lips, I'm just going to slightly define them with a little bit of the MAC Oak pencil. This one's really close to my natural lip color. And I just want to make my lips look a little bit more voluptuous. I'm so thirsty right now. What is going on? Much better. Okay, for my lips, final step. I wish I still had the clip of me discovering this duo, but I was undecided between these two right here. If I wanted to do a little bit of a lip focus look or just a plain old nude. I'm first going to apply this Kiss Kiss lipstick from Galant in 308 Nude Lover. Saucy. And this is the other one I was considering. It's the MAC Cans Do Luster lipstick, which is so incredibly pretty. It's so vibrant, but at the same time so sheer and lovely and everything pretty. But I pressed my lips together and it created a dreamy ass color. But I want to make more custom shades and stuff with my products I already have. It spices it up, makes things a lot more exciting. I need more coffee or something. I'm in a weird mood. But anyways, here is the look all complete. I'll zoom you guys in so you can super see. I love this mascara. It's the most incredible thing for these types of looks. From far it looks just like a lash tint. But here is the final look all complete. It's so quick and easy and so lightweight and comfortable. These are some of my all-time favorite videos to film for you guys, so let me know what other types of videos I can do similar to this. It makes me feel so put together, but it's also so minimal. I just adore that combo so very much. But with that said, that is all from me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful. If you liked today's video, please give it a like. It would help me out so very much. I'll make sure to link all of these products in the description down below as always, and I will catch you guys in the next one. I love you. Bye!